Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Season 2 Episode 18 with me, Sid, and I just had a lovely night's sleep, and I have been doing a little bit of digging on the ruins, just to, well, past yesterday at the very least. Today is about, I want today to be about exploration, but it's not, it's about preparation. And part of that preparation is there. Part of that preparation is going to be all about just finishing off and harvesting these fields up. But mostly, I don't know, why is my field of that? It's just the wind blowing. It's making my field of view look really odd. How are you? No. So, almost there on these crops. They're almost all grown. I do need to go and just grab that seed. Don't want to waste it after all. So, yeah, winter. It's 1st of November. We'll be celebrating Bonfire Night, which obviously is something we do in England, but Bonfire Night is not actually, I don't think it's celebrated anywhere else in the world other than the UK. And I'm never certain what we're celebrating, whether we're celebrating the fact that they didn't manage to blow up the Houses of Parliament or that they tried to, because given the political mess that our country's in right now, I sometimes wonder whether it would be it would be a blessing, Now, obviously, if your politics runs counter to mine, then I'm sorry, you're wrong, and they're entirely yours, and you're entirely entitled to them. But I am not a fan of the current government. I'm not a fan of the current opposition either, if I'm absolutely brutally honest. But they're what we got. So, kind of stuck with it. Once again, there's been an update. It hasn't changed anything. My PC is still pretty much being baked, but as you can tell, it's getting cold, which means that I suspect that all of these bushes that were ready to be harvested are no longer ready to be harvested. I suspect they have just died off, which is a bummer because it means I'm going to have to make bread and stuff now. What was that? Need to be ready to leg it because it's a raccoon. I'll let it off. I thought for a second it was a baby wolf. Oh, we did get a little bit of something off it, so I shouldn't complain too much. But this lot, just basically, this field was always meant to be temporary, and therefore we'll take it up and store the bushes until we're ready to lay out our fields later on in the spring or late winter, perhaps. Because ideally you probably do want to be thinking about getting these out before they start flowering, so they can flower as soon as the weather is ready for them. Yeah, still cooking my GPU, so I don't know whether graphics. I mean, I'm only on high. Now, what did I turn off last time to? That made a big difference. I like that. Waving foliage really doesn't give me a great deal of things. I didn't like that, if I recall. No, we'll stick with you there. Shadows, particles. Well, we can bring you perhaps down to 50%. I'm not that bothered about particles. Dynamic lights. Resolution can stay the same. I think everything else is probably okay. Alright, we'll take that. It's an improvement. Anyway, things I need to do. Yeah, look, we are freezing. So that is most definitely a thing. Ah, that is going to be... Ooh. Ooh, that could be awkward. Now, I know in Minecraft, if I put a block over a water block, it won't freeze. So, the question I have to ask myself is, if I put a block over the source blocks in that mob trap, will that prevent them freezing? I don't know is the answer, but if we do that, it at least has a chance of not freezing, because that mob trap will become very ineffective without the liquid. And whilst I don't know exactly how far away I am from the next invasion, I do know it can't be that far away. Right, clay. Let's where did I put the clay? Not there. This is going to be the annoyance for me for the time being. Is I think I probably need to go and dig myself some clay. I don't have a huge amount ready, so let's fix that. So clay, copper, nails, preparing the walls, clearing the farm area, and getting basically locked down and ready for winter. The reason I need clay is I want to make more of the crocs so we can put those and make fields and stick them in the thing. How much animal fat have I got, if any? Got honeycomb. I can squeeze that out for a little bit of sealage wax. But yeah, I'm not seeing a great deal of any animal fat, so that might be something we just have to go and take a hit, quite literally, because you know, the animals that you try to kill are generally not overly. How do you put it? They don't want to give you their flesh and skin and fat. They're selfish and they try to keep it all for themselves. However, let's not let that cause us any grief. Let's just continue grabbing myself some clay. I'm going to make myself another series of crocs, probably 8 crocs. I'm going to have a look at what other moulds we can make. If I'm setting 5 pits going, I might as well set 3 as 1. And those 2 copper nodes to the south are looking attractive as well, so that might be something that I could do with making nails. And I'm surprised there isn't a nail mould, but there isn't, so we're going to have to do it with smithing. We have no casting for that, so that's a thing that we have to live with. And you'll have to let me know, the one thing I'm still unsure about is whether to leave my my forge in the tower, or whether to build a separate forge outside once we've got the walls in place, because we will have a certain amount of space in there, and there's only so many buildings I can need. You know, there's going to be the fire pit area and a tanning area, and that is probably about it in terms of lovely. How much we got? Probably enough. Right. Let's make some pottery. So 4 crocs, and again just the usual do this. So I'll get these sorted and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, we are we're starving at the moment, so I need to get some food, so but I do want to get this lot going first. I think this one has got clay shingles in it. I thought, what I do need to change the roof on the castle at some point, because, you know, who heard of a thatched castle roof? Well, historically, go back far enough, plenty of castle roofs were thatched, because, you know, it was cheap and easy to make, and yes, you know, it could catch fire, but that was a risk you took, kind of thing. But, you know, we can change this out to shingles. Let me just get rid of that, but first things first, I need to make myself some food, because I'm going to starve to death otherwise. Quickest and easiest is going to be probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do double turnip, double onions. Actually, no, let's not do double onions. Let's do double turnips and a parsnip, because parsnips make everything great. That did that. And then we can cook that up in the pot and make ourselves a hearty stew, which will which shouldn't take too long to cook. Turnip and onion stew with a parsnip garnish. I mean, that sounds almost nice, except it doesn't. I suppose it's pottage, isn't it? Which is you know, up there with what everybody ate. So yeah, shouldn't grumble too much, I suppose. Can I? You can't put it down on that. Okay, that's fine. Now, today I learned. I don't know whether I should be able to put them there, but this hopefully won't take 4 and a bit bars of hunger to cook. Otherwise, I'm going to start starving. Yeah, and I'll be back in a moo. And there we go. Cooked meals, so much better for you. So something I should have been doing quite a while ago, if I'm honest, but still. Just hoping that these will actually grow to the point where I can harvest these ones. Oh, hello, 9 and 9. There you go. So they are kind of just tipping over, and there's another parsnip. So the next thing, I suppose, is going to be, I think I'm going to try and get some copper together. I've got a copper, but I'm going to mine up those copper nodes that are close by, just because I can, really. And it will get them off of my radar, so, you know, I have to start thinking about further away copper nodes. I'm going to guess that won't go in there. That will probably have to go in like so. That's lovely. Need to make some bread at some point, but that's an overnight job. But then again, it is almost night. So, ooh, hello. Have you? Yep, lovely. Just getting those last few crops. I don't want to waste them if I can avoid it. And I also do want to get started on building up these walls, so that's probably my next piece. Get the other 2 side walls done, which will only be too tall to start off with, and I realise I'm going to have to shuffle quite a lot of blocks around to achieve what I'm after. But, you know, because I've only got so much of this local stone, the local stone for local people, and yeah, I'm going to need more, but we can kind of shuffle it in and throw in these other blocks. You know, I've got a little bit of conglomerate, We've got this granite, we've got conglomerate dry stone, got a lot of that. Conglomerates thing, we've got quite a lot. Actually, we're not doing too bad for conglomerate. Maybe I'm overreacting. I do need to put the clay somewhere, so you can go away in there, that can go away in there. Right, yeah, I need to probably see about getting a building palette together. Aged conglomerate. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, sorry, my throat keeps on getting a frog in it, and I'm not entirely sure what. Well, I mean, obviously, I know why. It's phlegm. Most unpleasant sounding thing in the whole wide world. Yeah. Why anybody thought it was a good idea to call it phlegm, I'll never know. However, I've dished up my last meal. I've made another one. I've actually done the perimeter wall now, except for one block, and I harvested the parsnips because they are harvestable. There we go. So that's just a little bit of flax left, really, and we can head out. And as you can see, I say the wall is complete. The wall is too high. So once the gate is in and this is finished off and filled in, this will be, well, actually, technically speaking, we're probably wall-proof now once we've got the gate in. And you still need to relocate all of this, and there's a whole load of stuff that has finished, so we can come back and get that in a moment. What I do want to do is just head down and grab these 2 deposits of copper, because I want to make nails, and that's probably, that bush surely hasn't got anything on it. No, okay, that's fine. I was a little bit wary. Right, so we definitely got a copper deposit here-ish. So let's... I didn't bring a shovel, I don't think. Oh, I did. Let's make this as easy as possible, eh? It's down here somewhere. There it is. What is it? Medium quality. Oh, I shouldn't complain. Medium's good. I mean, it's not as good as rich, obviously, but... Or... I'm not sure, is it rich, medium, low? I can never remember, but... You know what, it doesn't matter. There's copper and we're having it. And we'll go and grab the other one. I've got a spare chisel. I've got actually a great deal of tin, or at least, well, a goodly amount of tin, which I could then use to make myself bronze, which means that I can stock myself up well on bronze, and perhaps even look at maybe making some bronze lamella. I'd have to look at the recipe, because I think I probably need to start getting leather for that though. So I would need to start tanning. But you know what? This is fine. We'll make a death trap hole in the ground. We'll backfill it with dirt, and this can spawn drifters to its heart content. And then we'll have the other one, as I say, just to be on the safe side. You know, to be on the safe side, we'll have the other one because, you know, it's there. It's right next door to our home. So we should be able to backfill that with a bunch of that map. Delete, and then we can come over to this one over here. The other thing we still need to do, although again it's an ideal winter activity, is is sifting our hoofers, our thingamabobbits. Bony dirts. I'll get there eventually. Oops. Yeah, it's easy to forget that there's gravity in this game because it doesn't feature as much as it does, say, in the Terra Firma Craft. So when you do get hit, I think you can turn it on. It's one of those things where it's got to be down here somewhere. Come on, there we go. Medium again. Oh, I'll take it. Well, cool. No any choice, have you? That's what you got. Yeah. So we're going to grab this. That will stock us up with ores for a while, and I'm going to see about making. And I think I probably need to go and harvest some wood for this, but because I think an oak gate. Is there a reason for an oak gate? No, not really. I mean, historically oak is a stronger wood, so, you know, it might seem about the right kind of material to use when you're talking about building a castle gate. But other than that, no, there's no strong reason. Just seems the right material. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment. And with that, we've got a sizable amount of copper, actually. Probably more than I can fit in that, if I'm brutally honest. So maybe I need to... Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take those. And another 10 of those. That should make me 40. But I actually want another 40 on top. Because I've got enough ingot molds to cast 4 at a time now. A stupid question. Do I just do that? Still got those, and I've still got all of this to go as well. You are going to need some peat, and then we'll finish you off with charcoal or coal, doesn't really matter which. Peat. I don't know, about 10 will do me. I probably need to get a peat stack up there actually. And then we can make nails. Now let me just have a look at these doors again. No, was it a gate actually, wasn't it? A 2x4 gate. 2x4 oak needs 10 nails to make one. So I need 20 lots of nails. And nails are made either 4 or 8 per... Wow. That's going to take a lot of copper. Anyway, doesn't matter. Does not matter. First of all, let's get that lot underway. And I'll grab... What shall we use? That's cassiterite. Brown coal, perhaps. That's as good as anything. And keep the charcoal ticking away there. So, I'm making copper for the foreseeable future. I will be back in a moment. Alright, it is the morning. I have made myself some nails. I have not made myself 20 nails. I made myself 4 nails because we are going to make do. Yes, you heard me. We're going to start off with somewhere abouts. That's maple. Interesting. There we go. I've got oak. Now, I decided that while we're getting set up, I think a 2x2 oak gate would be actually more sensible, because it only takes, you guessed it, 4 nails. So what we need is, we're going to need to borrow you, and that's actually all I need, because we can do, I think it was that. Oh no, I need to do another one. Okay. And that can go back, because there's, let's be honest, there's vanity projects where I'm doing something that we're doing because I want to do it, it will look good and everything will be nice and happy and splendid and all of those other things ending in ud. And then there is the this, which works better. Now the 4 will go up higher. We've got plenty of capacity to do that, so we can build for the 4 high gate, but of course we're really only interested in achieving the 2 high in the first instance. I really don't think this is going to grow. You know what? I'm going to make a judgment call. And we're going to get rid of the garden, or the farm, and the remaining few crops that we've got here, and hopefully we'll get most of the seeds back. Oh yeah, I have to go around the outside, don't I? Because that will be a hell of a lot easier to cope with once we start things. So my next job is to continue on the walls, I think. I've got all of that. I also would like to shift, isn't it? There we go. 5, 6, 7 maybe. How many we got left in there? Still 236, so that's a whole load of that going on. And we can come around and start off with this lot, I suppose. There you go. We could just fill all of this. Now actually I don't need to go all the way, I only need to go 2 deep, because this courtyard is going to be path blocks, all of it, so makes sense to I suppose I can just leave the path blocks, that's fine. Yeah, that works. Oops, hello. There's a rabbit skeleton there, which is causing me a bit of grief. But that's fine. We'll get that in, we'll get this in, and I assume perhaps a rabbit skeleton there as well. I've been a bit of a butcher when it comes to the rabbits of the region, haven't I? Yeah, so it's just a matter now of... Hello, bunny. Sorry. I always feel horrible doing that. I actually do. I used to As a child, I had several rabbits, so I do feel a little bit barbaric on occasion when killing the bunnies, but that's fine. It's only a game. They're not real bunnies, and I don't recall killing quite that many. I wonder whether the fox... I know a fox did get in there at one point, so I had to kill that. So, because it was a fox, and it was, you know, harassing my bunnies. Let's just do that, shall we, for now. And technically, I would like to then have... And I don't think you get anything back for these farmland blocks, which is a pain, because all you've done is scrape the top of it. So why it suddenly becomes a non-yielding block, I'll never understand, but there you go. The farm is gone. Long live the farm. We'll backfill this in, and we'll move ahead and get the walls. And perhaps I'm tempted. In fact, more than tempted. I think I am going to leave the grinder in place as is until we've had the next storm, because I know what's going to happen. If I start repositioning that grinder, we're going to end up with a storm starting when I'm not ready for it, which would be annoying. But yeah, let's get this done, shall we? I need some ladders as well, because I need to get up. But I'm going to carry on, and I'll be back as soon as I've got something to show you. Well, winter's definitely set in. The castle walls are definitely taking shape. That's the height of the gatehouse, which we'll flesh out and do some nice things. What I was wondering is whether I can... I'm trying to remember whether this is claystone, so those are going to be claystone bricks, aren't they? Just trying to work out if I could potentially utilize the frozenness of the water to get at that, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to help me. I am not going to have enough conglomerate for this. However, I think I can probably definitely take this stuff out, because, you know, I can make more of this. This is relatively straightforward, providing I am working in shift like that. Okay, what do you? How do you use you? That is used for 3. Okay, it's not going to be cheap to make bluestone shingles, but that's but I think it'll be worthwhile. It's just going to take a while and use an awful lot of grass and an awful lot of well, all the materials. I am going to fill that in now, because I want to build the ovens inside my walls rather than out. The entire idea of building walls is so we can be safe from the marauding wolves and other marauding things. I do need to make another set of ladders, a couple of doors, actually 3 doors. I'm going to need more maple, I think, for that, but meantime we can pop you over there, and then this lot. For now, I'm just going to stash it in there. I've got no particular reason not to carry that around. Yeah, so where do we go next? Well, finishing walls is going to be a biggie. Then, of course, the all-important thing will be finding out that I've done that in an incorrect number of blocks, so it doesn't line up, or that one, for example, because obviously you've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you go solid, 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 not solid, straight away, that has got an issue. Has this one over here got an issue? Almost certainly. It's always the way of these things that, you know, just doesn't play nice. So from here we've got, that's solid, 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 solid. Actually, that one lined up, and on here we're going to go solid, solid, solid. So it's this one that doesn't line up, but we'll work it. It's not a problem. It's only a matter of whether the crenellations line up properly or not. So that means they should line up properly on that side. And I've filled these with grass, by the way. I couldn't see the point of wasting blocks on those. 1, 2, 3. So that's solid on that side. It's as I say, it's just the thing. Now, whether I even have a door over on this side, I don't even know whether that's going to be a thing. But at least I'm safely encased in my walls. I'm going to try and get another layer on that, well, on both sides if I can, just to keep on building this up. And then I need to do some swap out of a few of the blocks just to change up the palette a little bit maybe and extend this. Conglomerate cobble we can do, that one. Obviously we can't do aged conglomerate. We can do conglomerate. Well, that one is polished by, that's just a chisel. I need those, which again I can do. If I get a slab I can get four of those, and the slab is how do I make those if I haven't got those? Conglomerate bricks, that makes no sense. How do you get those? Oh, I don't know. That really doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sure I'll work it out. However, I think we can safely say winter is here. So let me do a little bit more building. We are going to need to get a lot more roadblocks because, you know, I've got all of this to do. We will have a building on this side. We'll have something on that side. One of them will be a tanner's. The other may be a forge, and maybe we move the forge out of there because that doesn't have to be a final position. It doesn't even have to be the final height. We could go higher if we wanted. And well, I'll be back once I've done what I can. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, we're going to wrap this up at this point because if I do all this in one go, so we have now got a wall that progresses all the way around this side here. We do need to put a floor in on this tower. The tower will continue up like that one and like that, and these will probably continue up as well, slightly higher than the walls. I have mixed in a little bit of granite into the build palette now, so some of the mismatched blocks are starting to come through. I'm trying to be careful, but I am more or less running out of conglomerate here. I've got some, probably enough to do this another layer on this wall, but I need 2 layers, and certainly not enough to do the full palette. Plus I need a lot of this smooth conglomerate, which we can get in the area because this is conglomerate stone, so getting this is not going to be a significant issue. It's just going to take time. Now, the question is, what screenshot do I do? I mean, there's all these important questions to answer, but I think the most important one is, what do I use for a screenshot? And I would suggest perhaps, I think it's F4. That would probably make a good one. We can see the gate, we can see the wall is now eclipsing the entire compound. It's not, you know, nowhere near done, but yeah, this is a pretty game still. Still a little bit of stone over there, still a little bit of stone in that area over there. There's an awful lot of backfilling over here, and I think I need to try and get more light sources, which of course is either going to be, well, this is fat and oil lamp, so that kind of works for these, just little light sources kicking around there. Yeah, progress, steady, but making progress all the same. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon, and bye for now.